recently I went to my friend's place, and there was a new guy who was the domestic help, and my two beautiful caps were missing. I recently bought them and they were missing. So this guy said, I think this guy has taken it. The new domestic help has taken it. So, I tried to read the body language of that guy. How did I do it? So I shocked him and I asked the question. So that is, body language experts generally say that. You shock that person and you ask that question. So I was in the elevator and the domestic help was with me and my friend was also there. And those two caps were missing. So suddenly, I just press the button and say, Amardeep, तुमने वो दो कैप देखी क्या? मिल नहीं रही है. And he was like, he saw me and said, no. And he's, just saw somewhere else. He didn't have the eye contact with me. He said, no, and then he like this. It was clear, isn't it? Who took it? There was no eye contact. This was like, no, no. And he was like this. Amardeep left after 2 days, and after 3 days, I got the cap. There was no relation between Amardeep and the caps. I just put it at a place where I forgot. Because once I got it, I got to know, yeah, I kept it there. We are trying to read body language and spoiling relationships. Yes, there is something what you can do with body language is an assumption. Stop reading the body language of people. Yeah. Do you feel that you don't have many friends, or people judge you a lot and people don't understand you? What I believe is our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. Let me share an example with you. There was a time in my training program, it was a very small room, many years back. I used to do a lot of body language training. And this guy was sitting and he had both his hands crossed like this and his legs also crossed like this, right? So cross legs, cross hands. And one of the rules of body language is if someone is completely closed, that means the body is closed and the mind is also closed. And that was also the subject of our discussion. So I was treating that person that way, that he's very closed. But then when I inquired that, are you enjoying this session, or like you're very closed? He said that it's just I'm feeling so cold. That's why his hands are like this. And that's why he's closing his body and shrinking his body, because he needs that warmth. And that's what any human does. But then I still continued with that training, and I always thought, okay, no, that would be an exception. So there was summertime, and another guy in a similar training program, he had his hands crossed and again legs crossed, and he was like seeing me, and I was like, are you feeling cold? He said, no, it's so hot. So I said, okay, so are you enjoying this? He said, absolutely, I'm enjoying it. I love it what you are saying. So again, I went wrong. I was trying to read the body language of people, but that's not right, because there's one more reason why people cross their hands and legs, is that when they are with new strangers. I also made a video and put it on Facebook, and it almost went viral, and it was on reading the body language of people. We all love to read the body language of people. We all love to consume the content, that how can we actually read the body language of people. But unfortunately, I think this is not very being successful, because there are a lot of reasons behind why someone is behaving, or having his gestures and voice modulation and tonality and even the words and the expressions. It is dependent on a lot of factors, and you being a novice, an amateur, or even a little pro will not suffice. Let me give you a very interesting example. There were two persons, say A and B, C, D, E. A was basically working in our company, and B, C, D, E are also working in the company. This A person had this charm of reading the body language, and this person always used to say this line, I know what they are thinking, I know what they are doing, I know what this means, I know what they really want to say. They're not saying what they're saying, I know what they're saying. And this is a very common practice I see in a lot of people, when those people who actually read a lot of body language, and most of the time it is wrong, they always use that sentence, I know what he means, I know he's saying something, but he doesn't mean that. This is a big trap. If you are using that sentence, I know what this person is doing, I know, you are reading a lot of body language, and maybe it could be completely wrong. That A person who was reading a lot of body language of people, he was always thinking that these other people are judging me, these other people don't want me with them, these other people, because he was himself judging them, isn't it? Because reading body language is nothing but judging people and trying to understand what they really mean, and what they are saying is not what they mean. What they mean is their body language, but you don't know actually how to read the body language, and that's why the whole confusion. And that's why those people who really read the body language of people often have bad relationship with the people around them, and often are left alone and get into habits which are addictions, maybe social media addictions, maybe alcohol addictions, because they are alone end of the day. Why? Because they were reading the body language and they knew everything. You know the beautiful part, the more you really know, the more you feel you don't know. I really don't know what people think. For an example, if you feel this thing actually hurted this person and he became sad, बोलते हैं ना मुंह छोटा हो गया. So you see that. So you can assume that this person didn't like that, and you can confirm to that person. So did this thing not land correctly with you, or did it really impact you in a negative manner? You confirm that. You don't conclude that. You confirm that by assuming. So that would be a small call to action from this video. Try, if you're reading, if you're human, you have that reading capability, try to assume and confirm rather than taking and coming to conclusions and spoiling relationships. I hope you like this video. If you like these kind of videos, because this is something which I realized and I thought I should share with my people, go ahead and hit the like button, and also let me know in the comments below that do you like this kind of content? Is it useful? I would love to create something like that also, which is not related to coaching and all that, but more of a life diary or more of an experience. Thank you for watching.